video. I believe I have made a video at least twice mentioning a recipe using jalapeno peppers. Now, because I've mentioned it twice in my gardening channel, I decided that I will give my viewers and subscribers of Cultivating Organic by Joy and Meg a treat, and I will show you how I make this recipe. So here are the ingredients for our recipe: jalapenos, eggs, this is shallot. I try to grow shallot every year in my garden, but as you can see, it's a very tiny type of onion. But what I like about this onion is that it gives me a hint of both garlic and onion flavor. So that's why we have the shallot, and that's probably a tablespoon of butter in there. We have cream cheese, mustard cheese, optional. You don't have to use the mustard cheese, you could just use the cheddar cheese, which I have here. I have a cup of all-purpose flour, sea salt. Okay, if I forget any other ingredients here, don't worry, I will add it on later. I'm good at forgetting things. Okay, one thing about me I could say is I'm good at keeping my promise. And here is one forgotten ingredient. I forgot to, pardon me, can't help laughing at myself. I forgot to mention olive oil. Okay, you could use any oil that you want to saute your shallot, okay? Just a little bit, not too much. And with that, we're going to add the butter. I have a tablespoon in there, I believe. And we'll go ahead and put that there. Let's allow this to melt a little. Okay, well, go ahead and add the shallot. Now, if you don't have a shallot, you don't have to get stuck with thinking that you have to have shallot. In this case, you could use just plain onion, or you can easily just eliminate it altogether if you don't care for onion. But I love that flavor. Let's lower the heat a little bit. I'm putting it on a medium-low. I like that flavor of the hint of garlic and onion. And here's our next ingredients. We have 1 cup of flour, maybe a little bit more than 1 cup, but approximately 1 cup. And you know, I'm not much into measuring, but I try to give an approximation for my viewers who really prefer to have something to go by, such as the measurement of the recipe. And as you can see, because I'm being careful of not putting too much fat in here, because as you can see, cheese and I have 3 types of cheese that I'm going to be using. Just go ahead and add a little more of the oil, okay? And go ahead and allow this to saute, adjusting whatever you feel is needed to be adjusted. In this case, don't be dismayed by the way it looks. It will correct itself, okay? So I just added a little bit more of olive oil, and as you can see, the flour is coming together. What I'm doing is I'm trying to give the shallot a chance to infuse the flour of its flavor, and then at the same time the flour is roasting a little, kind of just lose that raw flavor. Okay, now remember that the heat is on medium-low, which I will now turn off and allow the residual heat to continue cooking the flour, okay? So that's what it looks like right now, and it's still turning brown at the bottom, so there's still a lot of heat there, which I will use to really improve the flavor of the flour and shallot mixture. Okay, now if you're cutting back on your salt intake, you can eliminate your salt, but I have done this already, and I decided that the flavor really comes out with a touch of salt. Okay, so a pinch to half a teaspoon is good, but I like to season the flour mixture right now. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is put this aside until it cools off. Okay, so while our shallot and flour mixture is cooling, we are going to start prepping our, oh, pardon about that noise. We're gonna prep our jalapeno. Now, if you're sensitive to the heat, you know, with your hand, I suggest that you wear gloves. But I can pretty much tolerate the heat from it. It don't bother me too much. I could feel it, but not really that much. Okay, so here's another thing. The heat of the pepper is right in the membrane where the seeds are attached to. Okay, now if you want your jalapeno nice and medium heat, you can take the seeds out. If you want the full effect of the heat or spiciness of the jalapeno, then you go ahead and include the pepper. But although my grandchildren and my husband love the pepper, as well as my son-in-law, they love the full effect of it. But my daughter-in-law is sensitive to it, but she loves the flavor. So I make it so that she could handle the heat and enjoy it along with us. I do prepare some that are spicier and separate that for those who really love the heat of the jalapeno. Okay, so I'm slicing the jalapeno into strips, and I will actually try and grab some of that membrane in here and make this a little spicier. This will be for the spicy loving member of the family. I'll take some of the seeds and slice it, and as you can see, that membrane there, that will give up more heat than if you were to scrape that off. Okay, oh wow, let me show you something. Okay, this will be spicy. The reason why I said that this one particular jalapeno here will be spicier than the rest is because, let me show you. Now this is actually not a cooking channel, which, you know, I do have my cooking channel where I post a lot of my cooking, my recipes, but I decided that I will be treating my viewers and subscribers of my garden channel to some recipes. I wasn't able to do, I don't know if you remember, but I tried to put a Harvest Cook and Eat segment on my gardening channel, but the weather this year in particular is just not favorable for a lot of outdoor activities, so I have been missing out on that. But this one here, as you can see, oops, I'm trying to bring it close to the light, but as you can see, this is starting to turn color. When the jalapeno or any hot pepper ripen, they tend to be, the heat tends to intensify. So this one particular here will be more spicier than the rest, okay? With the color of the seeds will tell you, okay? So this is another way, and this is most of this jalapeno is going to be chopped in this manner. And of course, it's up to you. You want to chop them fine, or you want to just slice them into a strip. But I will be doing both for the reason that I already explained. So I'm just going to continue doing this. I'll be scraping most of the seeds, as you can see, and take the stem off. And then I'll go ahead and put it in my vegetable chopper, as you can see that I have here, and I'll show you how I process that, okay? So pardon the noise. Okay, let's go ahead and check it for. Okay, that is pretty much a good size there, but I will give it at least 2 more turn and it's good to go. Okay, we're going to add the eggs one at a time until it's well incorporated with the flour and shallot mixture. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the jalapeno. We are going to add the ones that we processed in the food or vegetable chopper, and the ones that I sliced, I will show you what I'll do with that on the last part of the preparation, okay? Yes, this going to have some kick to it. I could smell the spiciness of the jalapeno. Okay, so that's done. Now the flour and the shallot will act as a binder as well as improve the texture of the filling, okay? So now we're going to add another binder to our recipe, and which also will give a very, very good flavor into this jalapeno egg roll. We're going to add 2 cream cheese. Okay, let's go ahead and kind of mix the cream cheese with the jalapeno and the flour mixture just to get it started, and then we'll go and do the next step, which is grating the block of cheddar cheese. Okay, that's good. Let's get it out of there. Okay, let's put it back here. Go ahead. Let's make sure that this is well incorporated. Okay. Okay, let's get all of the ingredients, the cheeses and everything in here well combined, and then we're gonna put it in a smaller container and chill it for a little while before we go ahead and proceed with the next step. Okay, so there's our mixture. I'm going to cover this, pop this in the fridge, and let it chill. Now this is one good appetizer you could serve whenever you're expecting company or some kind of special occasion, because you can actually prepare this ahead of time and you could finish it off the next day or even 2 days after. This will be good until then. I want to show you the kind of wrapper that I'm using. Okay, you can use this type of wrapper. This is round, as you can see. It's a round wrapper, and you can find this in any Asian store near you, or you can get the square type right here. And this one, you can see the wrapper, and this also you will find in any Asian store. Okay, so it's your choice. You could have the round wrapper, or you can have the square wrapper. Okay, for me, this is what I prefer to have. Just the filling that I already made with jalapeno and cheese. No additional strip of jalapeno, no additional cheese, just the mixture. And I roll it, brush it with the mixture of eggs or egg and water. Bring that together and roll it. Let's stand it up a bit. Okay, so this is the one which will be skinnier. As you can see the difference. This have extra cheese and jalapeno. This is just the mixture, which I prefer for myself. Okay, one more time. I'll show you. I'm in the wrong spot here. Okay, about a tablespoon of filling. Spread it out a little. Okay, one more time. About a tablespoon of the filling. Kind of spread it a little bit. Okay, roll it nice and easy. Then brush the mixture of water and egg to seal it. And there is our jalapeno egg roll. For my granddaughter, who did not think that this mixture here is spicy enough for her, I have that 1 piece of cheese in there and about a tablespoon of the mixture. And let's go ahead and add some jalapeno strips. 2 or 3 will do. Hopefully she find it to her liking. And you can add another strip on top of this if you'd like, for those cheese lover like she is. And let's go ahead and carefully putting a little pressure so that it could tighten up, carefully roll the egg roll. Now let's brush it with a mixture of egg and water to seal the wrapper. And jalapeno egg roll. Okay, so here are the egg rolls after you wrap them all up. Okay, you can freeze this and it should last you at least a good 2 weeks in a freezer. And in my case, in my house, really it doesn't last that long, but you can freeze this, and this will be a great appetizer whenever an unexpected guest comes around or when you have a special occasion. This will be ready at all times. Okay, so let's go ahead and cook. Okay, so we're going to fry this until the wrapper is golden brown. Okay, try not to overcrowd it, but I believe I could put one more. There you go. Okay, I'm frying this on moderate heat. Okay, we want the filling to get a chance to cook. So medium to medium low would be good, but make sure that the oil is nice and hot before you put your egg rolls in. Okay, here's a tip. Right before the wrapper turns completely golden brown, you just let it kind of crisp up on one side, and then you go ahead and turn it on the other side so that you can prevent the leakage of the cheese by crisping up the wrapper and then turning it to the other side so that it could crisp up as well, and that will minimize the leaking of the cheese. Okay, okay, so as you can see, if you don't turn it right away before it's completely golden brown, you will have some leakage of the cheese, as you can see this one here. But trust me, you would not mind at all.